Hi everyone, welcome back to our series on quarantine reflections. This is our second video and I'm Ashleigh Sorenson. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist at Psyche Soma Psychotherapy in Fullerton, California.
Hello again, my name is Afnan and I'm a pre-licensed MFT marriage and family therapist at Psyche Soma Group Therapy as well.
And today we have a few things we want to talk with you about. Just as an overview, today we'll be talking about the different stress responses that we all are probably experiencing during this pandemic. And before we get into those, I just want to say that we aren't stuck in one stress response all the time. Ideally, I guess, we're having a bit of a variety in our responses to stress. But I'll be going over the different stress responses and what it might look like and feel like on a physiological level in our bodies. And then we have a couple grounding exercises to practice with you. You can do these on your own with your loved ones, with your kids, your family.
Yes.
So feel free to try them out yourself, replay this and follow along if you decide to do them with any loved ones. And then we'll be talking about some loving kindness and some compassion towards ourselves and others during this time.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then we'll end with another grounding exercise. All right, so in this pandemic, but also just in life in general, our nervous systems, our bodies, evolutionarily are pre-designed and programmed to be able to respond to threatening, actual or perceived threats. And we either go into a stress response, our stress responses can be a fight, a flight, or a freeze. Another one is called fawning or folding, which we might talk about another time, but today we're going to focus on fight, flight, and freeze and what that might look like in the body. So when we're in fight or flight, our nervous system is activated. There's probably a faster heart rate, maybe more shallow or quicker breathing. We might be like fidgety or antsy. We might like have this impulse to get out, get away. That would be like a flee response.
Yeah.
We might get really clenched in our fists, like a fight. Our limbs might there might be an impulse to kick or punch or hit. We might use our voice to go into a sort of fight or attack mode. We might get loud, make our voices big. And these are all ways that our bodies are protecting ourselves during something that's really scary or something really unsafe. And then another stress response is freeze. Yeah. And that is also a way that our body keeps us safe. So I know a lot of times people feel shame or judge themselves that they should have done something or that they feel bad that they didn't do something about the situation. But when we go into that freeze mode, it's a way that our body is self-preserving and protecting our bodies, our energy, to help us get through that scary incident.
Absolutely.
So during this pandemic, a freeze response might look like just kind of having like blank thoughts, maybe zoning out, binge watching TV a lot,
isolating,
scrolling, isolating. Our digestive system might become constricted. We might not have a whole lot of an appetite. Our breathing might slow way down. Our heart rate might slow way down during the freeze state. We might kind of feel like in this foggy, dissociative state during a freeze. And there's all different ways our bodies can respond, but these are some basic ways that our bodies might be telling us we're in one of these states.
Yeah.
So part of somatic experiencing and working with the nervous system is also working through the lens of the polyvagal theory, which Stephen Porges developed. He's the founder and has done a lot of research on the vagus nerve and polyvagal theory. We have this nerve that runs, I think, like from the base of our skull down into our core and into our gut, and it's got all these little different branches that are responsible for so many different systems in our bodies. And there's this book, Accessing the Healing Power of the Vagus Nerve. Wow, you cannot see that. But by Stanley Rosenberg. And he, I believe, he is a cranial sacral therapist. So he works with people in their spinal cord systems and found some different exercises that can help regulate the nervous system when it's feeling dysregulated and activated. So as we get into these exercises, I just want to share with you that some exercises will work better for an activated nervous system, and some exercises will work better for a more frozen state. So not all coping skills or exercises are going to work the same for everybody.
Absolutely.
So I think it's first really important to check in with yourself. Are you feeling really activated and more of a fight or flight state? Or are you feeling maybe frozen, stuck, dissociated? Because you might need some different kind of exercise for those sorts of states.
Yes.
So first check in with yourself and notice if you're up here or more down here. And the exercise we're going to share with you it's called the basic exercise that Stanley Rosenberg talks about, and he's done with a lot of his patients. But he says that this can be really helpful, and I've had the experience of it being helpful for people who are in more of a dysregulated, heightened, activated state. So if you'd like, feel free to try this with us. I'm going to walk you through this. Walking through it together will go a little more quickly than I might normally do with a client or with myself, but we just want you to have this tool in case it's something that might be helpful for you. So you ready?
Yes,
okay.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're just gonna clasp or interlace our fingers together and place them right behind the base of the neck, or the base of the skull, the top of your neck. And you can do this laying down, sitting up, but I know we're not really in a comfortable spot
Position,
right now, but
yeah.
Get as comfy as you can, and you can kind of just lean your neck into your hands, into the palms of your hands, and looking straight forward. We're going to keep our body still, and as soon as you're ready and settled, we're going to move our eyes, just your eyes, to the left without turning your body at all. We're going to hold our eyes to the left until there's a sigh, a swallow, or a yawn. I just swallowed, so I'm going to shift my eyes back to the center, and you can do this whenever you're ready. And then we're going to shift our eyes, just our eyes, to the right. Here we're going to wait for a sigh, a swallow, or a yawn. I've already done this a few times this morning, so I don't know what'll happen. Whenever you're ready, you can move your eyes back to the center. Release.
That's really relaxing.
Yeah. I like doing this exercise when I'm feeling really stressed out or overwhelmed, and I'm noticing that I'm on edge or have too many things going on at once. This is a grounding tool that I like to use. And just for you to know, we're talking about the different signals that our body might give us when we're in a fight, flight, or freeze state. But typically a sign of relaxation or re-regulation in the nervous system is a sigh, a swallow, or a yawn. So if our bodies are doing that, it's taking in more oxygen. Our salivary glands are kind of working normally again to help us swallow. A sigh can be a good sign of some release. So these are just 3 body responses that we might be experiencing when our body is releasing some of that tension we've been holding up in our bodies.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Thank
So
you.
all I have, not all, but that's what I have for the different stress responses and a little practice if you're interested.
Yes, and so thank you so much for that. I would like to just go over the loving kindness meditation. I recently stumbled upon this, and I thought, this is a great way to start restoring compassion, some playfulness, and meditation in our day. Some things that came up were when brain sites get activated. Faster, it creates space for other things. So if you want to attain true happiness and more self-satisfaction, increase your self-esteem and self-worth, this is a great way to start beginning to restore that.
Cool.
Yeah. So I want to go over a little bit of research and why this is important. So by practicing loving kindness meditation, which can take up to 2 to 5 minutes or even longer, but for the sake of our video today, we'll keep it brief. By increasing self-satisfaction and telling yourself and others in your life, whether it's someone you truly love or someone that you just don't get along with and they frustrate you and you're like, oh my God, I can't stand this person, or a neutral party where it's like you're indifferent, you don't really have an opinion. So this is really helpful to bring awareness to yourself and to others. It begins with yourself. So we're going to start pouring love into ourselves. So repeat after me when you're ready. Get into a comfortable position. It may also be lying down or sitting, but just allow yourself some time to strip away from all the noise. And tell yourself, may I be safe, may I be healthy, may I be happy, may I live with ease. And take a deep breath and exhale. Now, second, we're going to pay attention to someone you love, you truly love, and visualize that person in your mind and keep them at the focal point. And tell them, may you be safe, may you be healthy, may you be happy, may you live with ease. And pay attention to all the feelings that come up for you when you think about this person and what type of emotion is being aroused and brought up. And so we're going to move into another type of person, which is neither particularly someone you like or dislike, so more of a neutral party. And then send them these words as well. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. And pay attention to what that feels like in your body, how this person makes you feel, and what type of emotions are coming up for you. And then we're going to move on to a person that's more of a difficult, frustrating, bothersome, someone you may, have tension in your life, and sometimes we don't know what to do. So we're going to send them some love as well, okay? I know this one might be difficult, and it's okay. Take your time with it, and allow yourself to just truly understand that this is really for yourself in order to attain true happiness and life satisfaction. So when you're ready, say, may you be safe, may you be healthy, may you be happy, may you live with ease. And so breathing in activates and breathing and exhaling will be more calming.
It'll help down regulate.
Or help down regulate, exactly. And so when we look at this, I hope to provide some reflection upon how this may help. Restoring ourselves can also help with decreasing self-criticism. So for many of us who are more self-critical, analytical, may be difficult, on ourselves. This by pouring in positive emotions, you're decreasing the negative thoughts as well. And so another reason why I suggest this is it actually decreases self-destructive thoughts. So people who have suicidal tendencies and self-harm behaviors may be useful for them as well, along with impulse control issues. And the other part too, research shows that it reduces chronic pain, back and neck pain, and migraines. And then the other one too would be it creates more resiliency for those who suffer from long-term PTSD, so for trauma and flashbacks. And another one would be mood disorders. So people who suffer from bipolar, schizoaffective, even some depression, anxiety as well. So the idea here is taking the moment to really understand that compassion, mindfulness, playfulness as well, and self-regulation is truly key in restoring a balance of life satisfaction.
Can I share a little feedback that a little bit about what I experienced in the loving kindness meditation? Like initially when I hear words like loving kindness meditation, especially towards maybe someone that is more challenging for me, I'm like, this is bullshit. Like,
Right.
I'm not buying into this. So for me, there's some hesitation.
Right.
So for me, it's not so much about, not that I want harm done to people who are challenging to me. I do wish them well and want them to be healthy and safe.
Absolutely.
But I think, for me, what was really interesting when we were going through the different people, a loving person, a neutral person, myself, or a more challenging person, I was just curious about what sort of body sensations I had. Was I like tensing up with the challenging person? Did I feel like meh, like with the neutral person?
Right.
Did I have like really warm, loving feelings towards the positive person that I had in mind? What were my thoughts, feelings, images about myself? So it for me, it was like, I think it ties along with that curiosity, that playfulness, just exploring and seeing what's there.
Absolutely.
Without judging it, without criticizing it, just being open to what was happening.
Absolutely.
With these prompts, with the different people.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up. Truly, that's such a great point, because this would be helpful to be mindful of what's happening in our bodies as we're being activated with the different people that we're encountering in our lives. So it's helpful to understand our triggers as well. So this is all going back to self-awareness, how like being more cautious of what's happening within can really help guide us in knowing what to do. So if it's needing a different tool to regulate or to inhale, right, to calm down, or to mobilize a bit because we're frozen, then it's knowing, okay, where do I begin? What's my baseline? And so thank you for sharing that information.
So I like that practice. I think it just ties in with like what you were saying about the research, is that when we are more conscious, more aware of ourselves and what's going on, chances are we're going to live a more satisfied life. We're going to be more whole and be able to sit with those conflicting feelings, like the feelings and thoughts that we might be having. Oh my God, when is this going to be over? And I'm kind of enjoying and or looking forward to a new way of living.
And definitely to add on to that, research also shows that mindfulness meditation can actually help people who are too stuck in the here and now. Like, let's say they're not as or they're too focused on the future and not on the here and now. Sorry, I misspoke there. So, and it really helps to move them along and help them navigate through aging and transitions. So as we enter new chapters in our lives, new seasons, it's helpful to become more self-aware, and then using like, okay, what's happening in front of me that I need to prioritize. So we're not so focused too much on what hasn't happened yet or future telling, fortune telling, but what can we do right now to help us become more productive?
Yeah, and like what we talked about in our last video a little bit is kind of like this idea of what can we control, what's out of our control.
Yes.
How do we be adaptable and go with the flow, and how do we maintain structure?
Yes.
I think especially during a crisis, but anytime there's a life change or some sort of inner transformation going on, it can get really scary and uncertain and unknown, and it's we don't always have it, but I think it can be really helpful to like have a rock to hold on to while all this chaos is going on.
Absolutely.
So I think these are just some really great tools to practice if they feel fitting for you, if you want to, amidst all this change and chaos that's happening, because that's part of life. Chaos is part of life, and I think chaos creates creation, or is needed for creation, for something new. But we need kind of a firm ground to stand on through all that.
Yes. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Does this feel like a good place to pause?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're good.
Okay. Well, we will be back next week with our third and final video of the series.
Yes.
And we'll have some more exercises for you and some more information to share. We wish you well, and take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye.